Dear students, good morning. Hope you are fine. Today's our offline class is about parts of human respiratory system, steps involved in respiration, and mechanism of breathing. Two parts of human respiratory system are one is conducting part, another is exchange or respiratory part. Conducting part, this part consists of external nostrils, nasal chambers, internal nares, nasopharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles up to terminal bronchioles. Now the functions of conducting part. Conducts air from external nostrils up to bronchioles, clears the incoming air by trapping dust particles present in it, makes the incoming air humid by providing moisture produced by epithelium of nasal cavities. It brings the temperature of air up to the body temperature. Now the exchange or respiratory part. It includes alveoli and their ducts. Now the functions of respiratory part. It is the main site of human respiratory system where diffusion of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs. Now the steps involved in respiration. Respiration is a complex process which occurs in number of steps. These steps are as under. Number first step of respiration, that is breathing. It is simply the inhalation of atmospheric air and exhalation of carbon dioxide rich alveolar air. It is also known as pulmonary ventilation. Second step in respiration is diffusion of gases between alveoli and blood. Diffusion of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place across the alveolar membrane to the blood capillaries surrounding it. The membrane is very thin and richly supplied with blood capillaries. Number third step, that is the transport of gases. Blood is the medium for transport of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, which transports oxygen to the body cells from alveoli and carbon dioxide from the body cells to alveoli. Number next step, diffusion of gases between blood and tissues. Oxygen is diffused from blood to tissues and carbon dioxide is diffused from tissues to blood. Now next step is the utilization of oxygen. Oxygen is utilized by the body cells for the release of energy. Breakdown of glucose occurs in presence of oxygen, which produces carbon dioxide, water and energy. This is also known as cellular respiration as it occurs inside the cells. It is a biochemical reaction. The carbon dioxide produced is eliminated out of the body. Reaction involved is C6H12O6, that is glucose present inside the cell, plus 6 times O2, that is oxygen, gives 6 times carbon dioxide which is eliminated out of the body, plus 6 times water plus energy. This energy is utilized to perform bodily activities. Now, the mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing, it includes two stages. One is inspiration and second is expiration. Now, inspiration, it is defined as a process by which fresh air enters the lungs. It is inflow or inhalation of fresh air. Expiration, it is defined as a process by which the foul air that is air containing carbon dioxide, is expelled out of lungs. It is outflow or exhalation of air. The movement of air into and out of the lungs is carried out by creating a pressure gradient between lungs and the atmosphere. Pressure gradient is the pressure difference which creates the flow of gases from their higher pressure region to their lower pressure region. For example, pressure of oxygen in in atmospheric air is higher than the alveoli. So, oxygen diffuses from atmospheric air to alveoli. Now, inspiration. Diaphragm and external intercostal muscles play an important role. The pressure within the lungs is made less than the atmospheric pressure so that air can flow to lungs. Role of diaphragm in inspiration. The contraction of muscle fibers of diaphragm causes it to become flat and lower down, thereby increasing volume of thoracic cavity in anterior posterior axis. Increase in the volume of thoracic cavity, it leads to similar increase in the volume of pulmonary cavity. It causes decrease in pressure within the pulmonary cavity. As we know, the pressure and volume are inversely proportional. It causes air to enter, that is, air enters from atmosphere to the lungs as it moves from higher pressure to lower pressure. External intercostal muscles. The muscles are present between the ribs. The contraction of these muscles lift ribs and sternum up and outward, causing an increase in the volume of thoracic cavity in the dorso-ventral axis, that is, backward forward direction. Increase in the volume of thoracic cavity leads to similar increase in the volume of pulmonary cavity. It causes decrease in pressure within the pulmonary cavity which is less than the atmospheric pressure. It causes, that is, atmospheric air enters into the lungs, that is, inhalation. Now the route of air during inspiration. Air enters the external nostrils, then moves to nasal cavities, then to pharynx, then onwards to larynx, then to trachea, then to bronchioles, and finally to alveoli. Expiration, it will be in our next offline class.